For the next 3 days, I'm going to be solo camping in one of my favourite places in Australia on a super remote beach.
No one for kilometres and kilometres and kilometres. Just this, oh man, I'm pumped.
The goal is to eat only what I catch and make use of my surrounding resources to get by and cook over the fire.
The body's like this double rope, and the way it works is walk through here all the way up there. Oh, can you see?
This was an epic 3 days that challenged me every part of the way.
Oh man.
So kick back and let's get into it.
Oh baby. Oh, probably shouldn't be doing that. I got 3 torn ligaments in my ankle. I'm on this fully deserted beach. No one for kilometers down that way. Haven't seen anyone for a couple Ks down that way. I've been walking for about 25 minutes now. Just I can't push it too far with my ankle. I've got a fishing rod. I've got a fishing rod holder. I've got a bag that's pretty much just got mainly only my sleeping gear tire. I'll run through what I've got in there later. I've got a couple of sticks that I got from the desert the other week while I was out there, so hopefully they're dry enough to start a friction fire later on. I'm gonna survive out here for the next 2 days, or not survive, let's just get by. I've got no food, so we're gonna try and get all our food from the ocean here, and then I'm probably gonna try and head up into the sand dunes behind me, and we'll make a fire and a camp. We'll set up my tent. I think it got to -1 last night, so that's pretty much all my bag is just sleeping crap. And I got about 1.2 litres of water as well, which is more than enough for what I need. I'm gonna shut up because I wanna get stuck into this mission. I'm gonna use this opportunity while the tide's out now to dig for pippies under the sand. 1, for bait, and 2, let's get a heap for food as well. All right, 2 seconds in, just got our first pippy. Oi, that's a good one. I generally find when you find one, there's often a couple around that area. Oi. Check that one out. That's a good one. Nice. There's some good bait and some food for later. Just dug this guy up. There's some good shark bait for later. All right, check these guys out. 1, 2, check out the size of that guy. 6, 7. I think I got about 10 there now. I reckon we'll go for about 20. That'll give me 10 to eat later. 10 for bait. Check this out though. What is this? Let me know down in the comments. All this green crap's been washing up in the waves here, and I'm just a bit wary whether it's blue-green algae. We've never really had a problem here, but we've had some massive king tides lately, and there is a blue-green algae problem probably 200 Ks down the coast that way. So I'm just wondering whether that's washed some of it in here. It could be nothing. It could just be some offshore coral spores that have just washed up, and that's what it is. So I might actually call fisheries before we smack down any of these pippies, just because the bivalves, they filtrate the water and they end up sucking down all the toxins that are in the blue-green algae or whatever's in the water, and you ingest that and you can be fatal, or you can just get really sick. I was actually mugging down on a whole heap of oysters I found in on Vancouver Island when I was living in Canada, and I was smashing them down, and my boss said, "What are you doing, mate? Check whether you've got whether the oysters have got PSP, paralytic shellfish poisoning." And I said, "What's that?" And he goes, "It's basically a toxin that if you ingest it, you get paralyzed, you get tingly, you get numb, and you end up suffocating because you can't breathe anymore and you asphyxiate." And I checked online and I was 3 days from the all clear basically, so I was a couple days out, so it was a close one. So I do want to be wary before I eat these. So what I might do is call fisheries and just double check that is harmless. So I'm just waiting for this tide to come in. It's still a bit too shallow here. We got a real fine sand, so it doesn't wash out. We don't have those deep troughs like you would on a lot of other beaches. If you've never seen a pippy before, just a nice bit of meat along there. That brown bit's its sack. On the shell remains that little bit of muscle that they hold on to. That's called the foot. I don't know about you, but I'm not that keen on eating that. Yoo-hoo-hoo! Hey! Are you kidding me? We got 2! Yo! Double hook up on the surf. Yo! Quickly bleed these guys because the meat spoils real quick if you don't bleed them straight away. We'll get some more baits out. Yes! How's all that? That's all still bruising. Bruising from when I rolled the crap out of my ankle 4 weeks ago, and it's still that bruised. Probably shouldn't be out here running around all the dunes and carrying on like a bloody pork chop. But I am, because I'm bloody excited. So that was an interesting phone call anyway. I ended up calling fisheries and I basically told him what it was, and he said it sounds like blue-green algae. Definitely don't go eating any of the stuff that's washed up. He said he can't be 100% sure, but regardless if it is or isn't, he said it doesn't sound good anyway, because whatever it is, the pippies will have sucked up the crap that's in all that. So on this mission, unfortunately, we're not going to be eating the pippies we just got. We're going to keep them for bait, because this algal blooms, they don't affect the fish because they eat all the other stuff that's in there. They don't filtrate the water. So we will still keep pushing on with the mission. We'll scrap that, we'll do that another time. For now, we're just going to concentrate on getting these fish. Fish on! Yes! Number 3. We're on again. Well, oh, just got a salmon tail to the old chops. Well, there's our 4 salmon. I'm just wondering, I don't know, is 4 salmon too much for me to eat tomorrow? I'm gonna be hungry, that's for sure, but they're unreal shark bait, so I probably will keep him regardless. Just, we'll use it for a shark bait, whether it's here or somewhere else, but I just had a fresh salmon tail. That'll tide me over for a little bit. Salmon number 5. Oh, I really should go up and set this tent up. It's just so much fun catching these guys. Just, they're unreal shark bait and they're on right now. There must just be a big school sitting out the front, and that sun's just going down over there, so I'm not even going to be able to try and do this fire tonight. What I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to go set up my tent and just sleep in the dunes for tonight, and then tomorrow's goal, we're just going to have to get this fire going and cook these fish up. It's going to be a really cold night tonight, so I'm not worried about the fish spoiling. I'll clean them up or get them ready for tomorrow's cook up. Oh, I'm getting cold, but let's head up into the dunes. It's literally just animal prints. There's a set of kangaroo paws. Is that what they're called? I think paws. The kangaroo came up from up there. It's just this valley of dunes. Hit the jackpot. I've found this valley of succulent sand dunes that just converge into this dome, into this little valley of just this. Oh man, I'm pumped. I can't wait to show you guys in the morning. I'm standing on an upper ledge here now, which I'm going to set my tent up on. I'll set my fire up there tomorrow and we'll just cook our salmon. It's currently probably about 6 or 7 degrees. It's going to drop down to about 2, so she's going to get pretty chilly. That's colder than a fridge though, so I'm quite happy to just leave my salmon out for the night. I'm going to sit them up on a tree here and keep the salmon up off the ground though, because there's a couple of kangaroos and I don't think they eat fish, but there's wombats lurking around. I reckon they might tuck into them if they get their feelers on them. Oh, I'm bloody pumped. Oh, morning. My body's aching because I haven't used any of my muscles for 4 weeks now, and just walking around here has just killed me. All my hammies, my knees, my everything. Here's these succulent sand dunes I was talking about last night. Check it out. They just all come down into this big dome down here, and that's where we're going to set up tomorrow morning. There's me tent. There's my ocean views on my doorstep. There's a wombat come through at like 2 AM last night. Just walked through here all the way up there. Thanks, mate. The plan is I'm just gonna go try and find a few sticks now that we can use to get this fire going so we can cook up our salmon. Basically, this is where I slept last night anyway. That's my sleeping mat, my pillows up there, sleeping bag, tripod, my glass of water, bottle of water, my sticks that we're gonna try and use today. Got me tripod bag, my bag, just all the crap from the tent. I'll just run through what I got in my bag anyway to help us out for the day. Not much. Once all my bedding's out of here, yeah, no, there's nothing left in there. Got one coffee tea bag just in case we got enough water by the end of this. There's just all my camera gear to charge all my batteries and a power bank, you know the rest. Got my little hatchet, trusty old knife, little saw just to cut down some wood, and what's in here? I got some sunscreen, obviously, bit of fishing line, head torch, just some rope to help us out if we for this bow drill, some bank line, same thing, just in case I want to tie anything up, and a flint just in case we can't get this bow drill going. But that's pretty much it. Oh, and I found this yesterday, so I'm going to try and use that for the bow drill. Just, I'd rather use some stuff that I didn't bring. Check this out for a morning view, eh? Finding a straight stick in these parts is pretty hard to do. Everything's just so twisted and bent. Check this out, just embedded into the sand here. I need a nice board that I can sort of do this bow drill on the sand, just because everything's so soft and it's gonna sink. So that might be a nice base that we could use anyway. It's pretty dead. That's a nice find anyway. I'll head up here, see if I can find anything interesting. Oh, my body's hurting. What's that? I think that's a big wombat again. Oh, can you see? I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There's a kangaroo standing just on the ridge there. I can see his ears pointing up. He's just watching me. What's going on, mate? Was that you that came through me camp last night and woke me up? Bloody neighbours. Yeah, this is me camp, just down in this dune. No one for kilometres and kilometres and kilometres. Got the whole beach to myself. Apart from the wombats and the kangaroos, this is pretty much mine. All we have to do is try and get a fire today and cook up these fish. This is not really the place I should be standing and hopping along with a bung ankle. Just walking along the top here, trying to see if there's any like stuff I can use for a bow. There's heaps of this dead stuff. That's alright for firewood, but this might do for a bow anyway. Chuck it down. So we've got a nice square face there now. This section here, just like a violin. So the theory behind this bow that I've made, I've just put a loop in both ends there and a slot in the top of my wood there. So then I'll just chuck this rope through the slot that I've made, and then I've tied that other loop just shorter than the length of the stick so that I can put my bow on there and then just work it like that. I'm running a double bowstring today. I'm gonna try something new. Hopefully we get her. These little roots here, I might be able to chop a couple of little bits of this off to try and, that looks like that'd be good to take an ember. I'm only gonna just cut them off though. I'm not gonna rip them out. Oh yeah, that stuff looks real handy as well. All right, I've chopped a bunch off the roots there and we've ended up with this nice fibrous bird's nest. So chuck some of that bark in there as well. Alright, so what I've been doing with this wood here is essentially I want to make two Y stands, one set high, one set low, and I'll hang my salmon through the mouth on the upper one, and then all their tails can rest on the lower one, so one side cooks. Then when that half's cooked, I'll just spin them around and hopefully that works. This long skewer here, so we'll put all our salmon along that. That's what I've got thinking anyway. That's what's going on in my head. Hopefully that distance is all right. I think it should be. Well, I think we're ready to start this fire. I can't wait to eat. The pressure's building up for sure. I've got some sticks over here that are all sort of sorted into their sizes. My bird's nest here. I ended up using some of the rope that I bought. That other one that I found just wasn't long enough. So anyway, what I've got is like this double rope, and the way it works is this way. Just wrap that around there, back through itself. And then that way, I can just hang on to it with this hand, and it doesn't fling out like they always do, because when you lose tension on a single string, they just pop out and stuffs you up. Let's get into this. First attempt. And then I just got a little divot in my knife here, so that'll sit in the top. got smoke. You know what it is? If I had a better hold in my hand hold, it would go. It's just wearing it down really quickly, and it's getting too much friction in there. It's slowing my drill down. All right, what do we do? Let's try reshape it one more time. I've whittled that down so that we've got a lot longer before that sort of flattens out and starts rubbing on too much of that divot. So I'm hoping that gives us enough time to get this going. Come on. Oh, see, that nose just bends down. All right, I've just made a new spindle. This one seems to be no good anymore. I've just ripped up a leaf and put some of the sap into that little divot, hopefully just to reduce some of that friction. Oh, I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel now. I've lengthened that end up near my hand as well, so hopefully we get it on one of the first tries, because it's definitely wearing down really quickly. Oh man, it's getting real unstable. That nose is just wearing right down and it's just kicking me off. Ah! Oh man. Oh, this is killing me. It's just getting harder and harder the more I wear down this stick. I just can't get it. Oh, I wish I put more effort in right at the start. I thought it was going to be easier than it was. Like, I didn't think it was going to be easy. The way I had it smoking on that first warm-up run, I was like, 10 seconds we'll have this going. And it's just as those sticks condense, it's just getting harder and harder and harder, and I'm running out of material. I think that's it. I'm gonna have to call it. I'm running out of light and my materials are just getting worse and worse to work with. Oh, I don't want to do it. I've worked so hard. I've literally spent the last 4 hours preparing this, and I can't keep going with it. I've got to cook these fish up. That's a real vibe killer. Well, it's not the fire I was after. I'm definitely not satisfied with this one, but I didn't really have any other choice. Those spindles were just out of center, so they weren't even rotating in a true line anymore. Oh. On the upside though, I've got some fresh salmon that we're gonna eat. Let us know down in the comments as well. Have you ever tried to start a fire and just put your all into it and just couldn't get it going? It just fully kills your vibes, that's for sure. That's what I'm going through right now, and it sucks. It's my whole day I've just spent getting that ready, and it just didn't go to plan. Hey, we got a fire, so that is one positive. I might actually chuck these fish on now. I'm absolutely starving. There's me fish. They're cooking up a treat right now. There's just that warmth going on the underside of that half. Their tails are getting nice and crispy like little chippies. I'll probably flip them in about 10 minutes. It's actually not too bad. I thought it was going to be too hot. I've left their scales on as well, so they don't get too ravaged by the fire. Oh, what a day. Oh, I thought I had it. There was actually so much smoke coming out of that bow drill. Oh well, next time, eh? I do know a few problems that I did. Oh, check this guy out. What is that? He's getting out from the crime scene. Like a grasshopper or something. See ya. There you go. Yeah, I do know a few things that I could have done different there with the bow drill and whatnot. Thought I had it nearly going when I was warming it up, but well, what do you do? Still kicking back by the fire here, cooking the fish. It's pretty sick. These fish are juicing up nicely. This middle one's copping a bit of a beating, but they're all warming up. There's oil dripping out down their back. Beautiful. The reason I left the scales on is just because they got that naked flame on them. Oh, my face is pretty red, isn't it? Just to help with the flesh burning, because that fire's pretty hot and the scales sort of protect them with this armor. If I open up his gut cavity, you can see that started turning white on the underside of his internals there. So that must mean that flesh is cooked all the way through. I'll just give it a little bit longer. This outside guy's still got a bit to go. Just condense them up a little bit so they can hang out. Oh, perfect. He's got a bit of a crunchy tail, but the rest of these guys, they're red hot. Oh, that's good. Never thought I'd see the day where I was sucking a salmon tail out. Oh, that's tasty, even without salt. That is good. Oh, I can't wait for these to be done. That's coming up to 30 hours now that I've had no food, and to be honest, I was actually doing all right up until I started doing this, and I reckon it was because I was actually quietly confident that I was going to get it just the way that I did at the start. And maybe I just thought food was coming sooner, but that's when I really got hungry, and I can't wait to eat these fish. Oh, they're gonna be good. I reckon another 5 minutes and then I might pull that middle one off and just keep sliding them in and eating one at a time. Kind of want to keep these, I don't know, just to remind me of the bum out that we had, but I kind of want to burn them as well. Oh, all right. I reckon it's time. Let's sacrifice them to the fishes. Thank you for coming. Sorry we didn't get you there. Oh, this is gonna be good. I don't know, I kind of love smelling like smoke at times, and other times I bloody hate it. When you're at home and you're finished doing whatever adventure you're gonna do and you still smell like smoke, that's when I want to get it off me. But while I'm out here smelling like smoke, just reminds me of being on adventures. It's good. Oh! We chopped him in the fire. All right. Yeah. Ah, that is hot. No. We're in a crisis here. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh, sorry, mate. Another good reason to leave those scales on, eh? Can't wait for this. Oh, there we go. Lovely. Oh yeah, he's cooked well. Nice. Check that out. Like, he's not dried out. He's just perfect, actually. Oh, sorry about the tears. I'm crying here. That is actually so good. That there's the bloodline, so I'm gonna get rid of that. But all that stuff on top, all that there is just juicy goodness. Wow. Doesn't get much better than this, sitting by the fire, cooking up our salmon, smashing them down anyway. I don't think these salmon are going to last very long. I was worried I wasn't going to eat 5, but 100% I'm eating 5. That's one fish down. Just throw that skin in there. Might go that one next, I reckon. Oh, should have just done that in the first place and pulled his head off. They just peel off like little Tim Tams. It smells like when you go to any Asian country and they just got street food cooking out there and there's just fish cooking on charcoals. It just smells so good, doesn't it? Smashing down this fish bone. There's the remnants of me cook up. Ended up snapping them off like little biscuits, and there's just the skin and bones, and there's me chopping board. Look at that, you've made a bloody mess, you Cheezel. Good on ya. Oh, this has been a hard one, especially with my ankle and all. Probably shouldn't have been out here carrying on like a pork chop in the sand dunes, but it's not in my nature to just sit at home and do nothing, so I'd rather get out here, catch some salmon, cook it on the fire. Oi, how good's this look? I cannot wait to come and pass out in here very soon on bloody Bughead, and I've got sand in absolutely everything. Oh, it's been a hard day. This pillow actually is this is a game changer. It's like an inflatable pillow with it's got like a little foam padding under here, which none of the other ones have. It's by Zerali, a guy down on the Surf Coast, and it's absolutely awesome. I'll link to it down below. Get yourself one, they're absolutely great. I've got a neck problem, I've got a disc issue that just keeps coming up all the time, but when I sleep on my side, this thing's perfect. And you can adjust the air pressure on it. It's great. I've actually got a little bit of water left. I thought I'd be done. I thought it'd be rinsed by halfway through today, but I've actually still got a bit left, and I'm surprisingly not that thirsty. So what I might even save it for tomorrow morning's coffee. Have a look at that. The ocean, my camp, my cook-up spot. Doesn't get much better than that, does it? I'm just gonna run up here and check out this sun as it goes down. Oh, what a bloody adventure. Oh man, my ankle. Oh. Morning. What a sleep that was. I ended up sleeping pretty much the whole way through. I woke up once to pee, and another time I had a bit of a headache through the night, and honestly I reckon it's because I didn't drink too much water throughout the last, well, it was only going to be a 2-day mission, but it turned into a 3-day mission in the end. But yeah, honestly I thought I've still probably got about that much water. I thought I'd be fully out by now, but I haven't. I actually haven't even been that thirsty. So what I might do, I might boil this up and let's have a coffee with the last bit of water, eh? I got this this coffee tea bag here, nothing special. Just got to dump it in that cup. Anyway, well, we've made it to day 3. Did not think I'd be here today. I thought we'd be boosting out yesterday. This kind of feels like my new home in these sand dunes. It's been awesome. Kind of feels like pretty enclosed, but it's pretty sick. Might get that on. There we go. Oh, there's no real easy way of having a coffee out here, but these guys go all right. Just chuck it in the cup, sit your water in there for a couple minutes. Oh, she's boiling. All right, we got a half a cup of coffee. Well, we got a half a cup of coffee. Now we got a quarter. Half a cup of coffee, but I don't think I'm in a position to be greedy, so I'll take what I can at the moment. It's unreal. Off you go, tea bag, coffee bag. Fanging for a shower. As soon as you get back in that car or back at home, you're like, oh, fanging for a shower. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're feeling generous and you want to come on adventures like this one with me every week. But what a view. Coffee, sitting by the ocean. Oh, cheers.